Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here, and I got a comment on a video that I wanted to address because this is like, I just saw this comment and I was like, man, this is like such the wrong outlook in life, and this can be helped. You can be helped, my friend, if you're in this situation. So, this comment comes from Depression Vlogs. What the fuck, dude? Oh man, if you call your shit Depression Vlogs, of course you're gonna be depressed. Like, let's not dwell on this shit. I'm gonna have a lot to say about this. Okay. He says, I didn't kiss a girl till I was 19, and it was only because in college I revealed I had never been kissed during a drinking game we were playing. It was out of pity. Okay, and I'll tell you guys, I've said this a lot of times on the channel. I should just do a video on pity. Pity is the worst fucking emotion you can ever elicit from a person. Never, ever seek pity. Pity is horrible, okay? And so he says, I didn't have sex and a girlfriend until I was 24. Okay, that's still, okay, you did it though. Hey, good job. All right, she cheated on me after 2 years of dating. Okay, since then I've had 2 one-night stands. That's it. You're ahead of the game, buddy. For most guys, yeah, I think. Yeah, I would say from the emails I get, I can tell you you're ahead of the game. All right. I'm now 30, and it's impossible to meet anyone now that school is over. Okay. Status and money mean more than ever, so if your shitty degree has you stuck in a dead-end warehouse or grocery jobs, no girl is going to dream about you. Well, she might, maybe not, I don't know. Okay. You know this, and it destroys confidence. You try to improve and get a better job, but nobody will hire you. Your friends all get married and have babies, fueling your self-loathing thoughts. Okay? Depression and social anxiety are very easily developed in the teenage years as a result of being shy, awkward, and unwillingly single. You learn to think negatively and hate yourself. That learned way of thinking becomes the norm for you and bleeds into your later years, even if you've solved all those issues. You could be happily married to a great woman and still miserable, not because of her, but because of you. I agree with you now. Now we're getting into some agreements on if you don't deal with these issues, why it's important to deal with these issues. Okay. And at some point, her patience may wear thin, and she'll find someone better, and you'll encourage it because you know you're shit. Okay. Depression is a hell of a fight. I fully expect to die unwed and never ever kiss a girl again. It just gets harder if you don't secure it young and you're struggling to find success in life and battling mental illness. Okay, so this is you, buddy. This is all you're fucking doing. It's all your mindset and all what you're choosing to believe. Like, none of these things, like all of these things that you're telling me, they are true, but they're also false. They're true because you've made them into your reality. You've woven a story around your interpretation of events that suits you, and you like being depressed. You like being in this state. You like feeling like you're the victim, right? I have a whole playlist on the victim mentality, okay? And I'm not saying this to be an ass. I'm not saying this to be hard on you or to come down on you. I'm saying this because you need to recognize this in order to help your situation, okay? I mean, first of all, like I said at the beginning of this video, you're already ahead of most guys. A lot of guys that email me, I'd say probably most guys on this channel have had worse, haven't had it as good as you, right? They're like, oh, dude, you're 30, you've had a couple of one-night stands, you actually had a girlfriend for 2 years, whatever, right? A lot of guys would there's a lot of guys that are more successful than that, in these areas of their life, but there's plenty that are worse off than you. But we don't need to compare ourselves to others, right? That doesn't matter, right? Here's the thing, okay? You've got some good points. Okay, if you don't address these issues and you get later in life, even if you get married, even if you get that girlfriend or whatnot, it's going to come from your own insecurity of never feeling like you are enough or that you're the man. And so you're going to still have problems, right? And you're still going to fuck things up. So we got to get to the root of this. Okay, so let me start by saying this. Okay. Fuck this idea that just because you're working some warehouse job or some shitty job that you can't go out and get girls, that your time is past. That's not true. When you go on the street and you go to a bar or something or nightclub, a girl doesn't know that you work some shitty warehouse job, okay? So Yeah, it might hurt you for your long-term prospects, but really, it's you, right? And you kind of hinted on this when you said that your confidence suffers because you know that, but that's your choice, right? You can go out there, and I tell you, right? Go out there, and just because you're not in school, it doesn't mean that you can't meet women. Go out there and just go start talking to women. You see an attractive woman that you want to talk to, go and talk to her, right? You got to build this habit, right? If you want to break out of your situation, if you actually want to help yourself, go fucking do things to help yourself. Stop whining, stop complaining, stop saying that the odds are stacked against you or that it's hopeless, right? I mean, you can have that perspective, but if you do, you will just paint yourself into a corner where that perspective will become truth, it will become reality. But why not go out there? And again, someone doesn't know what job you have, okay? They don't know what your situation is that you feel like you're a loser until you project that or you say that, right? You can go out on the street and, like I said, go out there. Let me make your goal to talk to, to go out maybe 4 or 5 nights a week and talk to 10 different women, okay? And if you do that, you will improve your situation just from an odds perspective, right? So I want to kind of clear that up so that you understand that there is something that you could do. Now, if you don't have the balls to do it, that's a different thing. Now we can address that issue, right? Now we can say, okay, well, I don't have the balls to do it. I don't have the confidence to do it. Fine, that's fine, right? So, but you at least realize that you're making the choice. It's not, this fate has not been thrust upon you, okay? You are making the choice. And I can just tell by what you're saying in this comment and just your perspective on life that you've accepted this reality, right? That you've accepted that you kind of want this, right? This is what you know. This is what is comfortable to you. And it's easier to blame the world. It's easier to say that, this is what's happened to me and it's not my fault. And, I'm just going to accept this shitty reality than it is to accept the fact that you are fucking up right now and that you need to make a change. If you want to change your life, you can change your life, right? And this is going to carry over. If you look at all the areas of your life where you're, quote, failing, it's because you have this mindset, right? I mean, how are you going to get the most successful job? Who's going to want to hire someone, right? When you read your own comment, I want you to go back. I want you to read that comment and see how fucking dopey and how sad and pathetic it is, right? When you're that kind of person and that's the way that you're thinking, okay? Again, I'm not trying to be nasty, I'm not trying to knock you, but would you want to hire that person? No, you want to hire an enthusiastic person who feels like they can do an awesome job, who's confident, who feels like they're worth something in this world. So you got to change that. Now, how can you change that? Okay, there's a couple of things I'm going to recommend to you. Okay, so the first of all, what you need to do is you need to start taking some actions in your life, right? If you want to reverse that victim mindset, okay, stop believing that the world is doing shit to you and start taking action. The more responsible, more in control of your life that you feel, okay, then the more that you're going to feel like you're not a victim and that you're empowered, right? You empower yourself by taking action. So what I said about the girls, right? Go out and do that. Make a plan. Say, I'm going to go out 3, 4, 5 nights a week. I'm going to talk to X number of girls. I'm going to force myself to do it. I don't care about the outcome. I'm just going to force myself to do that. That's a good step. That's actions that you can take, okay? Come up with a plan of action for your job. Like, how are you going to get out of this situation? Do you need to go and get some training, right? Are you going to apply for 10 jobs a day? Whatever it is, you can figure out a solution for this and start taking action, okay? And that's going to change that. Now at least if you fail, you're going to fail while you're actually trying, right? It sucks. See, the suckiest way to fail in life is to fail by not entering the race, right? If you fucking run the race and you don't make it, that's fine. At least you tried. You can pat yourself on the back. You can feel like you gave it your effort. You can feel like you were responsible for your own destination, and you will ultimately be happier and less depressed, even if you don't get the result that you want, right? Because just taking action, just taking steps to improve yourself and improve your life is something that will make you feel alive, excited about life, and happy, right? Even if you don't get the results. Because a lot of people focus on the results. The results are not as important as progressing towards them, as taking the action, as knowing that you are a capable and confident person, okay? Next, I want you to stop this shit. You've got, I didn't even check out your channel, but if you've got a fucking depression vlog channel, fucking quit that shit now. Quit that shit now. I don't want you to fucking live. Well, you know, I've talked about this before, but whatever you brine in, that's what you're going to become, right? So if you want to be a fucking pickle, you got to brine in some dill and vinegar. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you brine in, so think about it, right? What do you need to brine in? Okay? If you're brining in depression, if you're constantly around other people that are like, oh yeah, it sucks, life sucks, and you're sharing that, and that's what you're thinking about, and that's how you're living your life, you're going to become that, right? You will naturally become that. I couldn't resist that. It doesn't fucking matter, right? So you need to change your environment. You need to change what you're absorbing and what's coming into you. So that means start reading some good books, right? I'm going to recommend you some Tony Robbins, some Awaken the Giant Within. Start with that fucking book and read through that book, right? And then start looking up books like Awaken the Giant Within. Empowering books. I've got, a really good book right here. As a Man Thinketh, okay? By James Allen. I've got, definitely a large amount of recommendations. If you want to stop being depressed, you want to be positive, and you want actual outcomes in your life, surround yourself with those people, surround yourself with that kind of content and that kind of input, and that is going to change your beliefs, and that's going to elevate you more than anything else. But if you dwell on the negative shit, if you're dwelling in this land of sorry and pity and self-loathing and wallowing, it's not going to help you. So take action, and instead, surround yourself with the positive things and what you want your life to become, and it will become it. I promise you. Like, it will be impossible for you not to become what you want to become if you're willing to do that. But see, here's the thing: if you push back here, and this goes for all of you, then you don't want it. It's fine. You just want to you like being comfortable. You just like living this shitty life and blaming everyone else and not facing responsibility and just believing that you're going to die alone and unwed and whatever the shit. Fine. I can't convince you. But if you want to change something, what I'm telling you is what it's going to take, right? And I'll say this one last thing here at the end of this video, which is that most people would rather be miserable and comfortable, okay? I know those don't seem to go together, but they do, trust me, than happy and uncomfortable, right? And you have to realize that in order to be happy in your life, in order to be fulfilled in your life, you're going to have to go through discomfort. You're going to have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? But most people, they don't like change. Change is one of the hardest things. And so rather than experiencing things that are unknown and that are uncomfortable, they'd rather live in a state of misery. They'd rather live in a state of despair because they're used to it. They're familiar with it, okay? And you got to recognize that. If that's you, then realize that you are making this choice. And it's a hard choice. I know it. I know I've been there myself, but it's not going to change by itself. You're going to have to make that change. You're going to have to decide that I'm not going to fucking deal with this anymore. You have to have a contempt for this kind of life and this kind of thinking and say, I'm not going to put up with this shit even one more day. I'm not going to put up with this shit anymore. I'm not going to accept this. I'm going to set my bar fucking here, okay? And if you're not willing to do that, then there's nothing I can do or anyone else can do to help you. Because even if you got everything that you want in the fucking world, like you said, I think you said it in the comment here, is you're like, oh, you could be married, you could be miserable, and you haven't dealt with these issues, and so you're still going to have them, and you're still going to fuck up everything in your life. And it's true, right? You can get everything that you want, but not become who you need to become, and it won't matter. So focus on becoming who you need to become. That's the only thing you need to worry about in life right now, is just focus on who you need to become. And once you do that, all the other shit will come. All right. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button below. Click the bell so you don't miss any videos. And I'll talk to you next time.